As Venus transits into Sagittarius on November 7, 2024, marks a shift in the energies associated with love, finances, personal values, and creative expression. Venus, known as the planet of beauty, luxury, harmony, and relationships, will be moving from the intense, introspective waters of Scorpio into the expansive, adventurous realm of Sagittarius. Here, Venus's qualities will be filtered through Sagittarius's optimistic, freedom-loving, and philosophical lens, creating an atmosphere conducive to growth, exploration, and a search for meaning in relationships and creative pursuits. It's important to highlight that these interpretations are drawn from sidereal or Vedic astrology, which considers a roughly 24-degree variance from the tropical zodiac. Adding another layer to this transit is the fact that while Venus moves into Sagittarius, Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is currently transiting Venus's sign, Taurus. This forms a pair of Artana Yoga, or mutual exchange, between Venus and Jupiter, amplifying their influences on one another. With Jupiter in retrograde in Taurus, the effects of this mutual exchange will be significant, fostering a deeper introspection and reevaluation of our personal values, wealth, and relationships. The ongoing retrogrades of other planets, including Saturn and Jupiter, and the debilitation of Mars and Cancer, lend this transit a unique, multidimensional character that invites us to reflect and act in areas impacted by these planetary influences. Venus in Sagittarius brings an infusion of warmth, joy, and an expansive spirit to how we express love, appreciate beauty, and approach finances. Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, is known for its boundless curiosity, philosophical depth, and zest for life. Venus, which typically seeks harmony, stability, and comfort, is invigorated by Sagittarius's adventurous energy, creating an ideal climate for those seeking growth in relationships and a fresh perspective on personal values. This transit encourages us to step out of our comfort zones and explore new areas of self-expression, learning, and connection. Love and relationships under Venus and Sagittarius tend to be marked by a desire for freedom and mutual respect. There's a heightened curiosity to explore different philosophies, cultures, and ways of life, which can lead to travel, adventure, and a deepening of personal beliefs. This influence inspires a more open-minded approach to relationships, valuing personal freedom and individuality while seeking partners who share similar values and ideals. For those in committed relationships, this transit can be a time to grow together, perhaps through shared learning or planning new experiences. Venus in Sagittarius encourages us to embrace spontaneity, making this an ideal time for romantic adventures, creative pursuits, and expanding our social horizons. From a financial perspective, Venus in Sagittarius encourages a shift from cautious investments toward more growth-oriented ventures. Sagittarius, with its association with wealth and abundance under Jupiter's rule, inspires confidence in exploring broader financial opportunities. However, the retrograde of Jupiter, Venus's counterpart in Taurus, suggests that while the inclination may be to expand financially, it's essential to exercise restraint and think through potential risks. This period emphasizes learning and growth rather than immediate financial gains, urging us to approach money with a sense of wisdom and long-term vision. With the mutual exchange of Venus in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Taurus, there is an added emphasis on reevaluating our values around wealth, security, and material possessions. This combination encourages us to strike a balance between living in the moment and planning for the future. Financial decisions made during this transit may benefit from a combination of Sagittarius's optimism and Jupiter's careful analysis, which can lead to sound, well-considered choices that enhance both our material and spiritual wealth. Sagittarius is inherently a sign of philosophy, spirituality, and higher learning, and Venus's presence here awakens a longing for intellectual and spiritual connection. We may feel drawn to explore new areas of knowledge, whether through study, travel, or philosophical discussions. Sagittarius's influence fosters an openness to exploring diverse spiritual and philosophical perspectives, promoting growth that is not just emotional but intellectual. The sign exchange with Jupiter in Taurus, however, suggests that we should also stay grounded in practicality, applying newfound insights in ways that enrich our lives and enhance stability. This period encourages connecting with others who share similar intellectual or spiritual pursuits, making it an ideal time to join groups, engage in discussions, or explore new teachings that expand our understanding of the world. While Venus is in Sagittarius, the ongoing retrogrades of other major planets add layers of complexity to this transit. Saturn, retrograding in Aquarius, turns direct on November 15th, which will provide a sense of relief in areas related to discipline, boundaries, and long-term commitments. Saturn's influence will also help anchor the expansive energy of Venus in Sagittarius, bringing a sense of structure and focus to our aspirations. As Venus transits Sagittarius, there is a powerful emphasis on exploring personal values, expanding one's intellectual horizons, and building meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and shared ideals. This transit encourages us to embrace spontaneity and growth, but with awareness of the limitations imposed by the current planetary retrogrades. It's a time to seek adventure, but with wisdom and discernment, balancing the desire for freedom with the need for stability. The mutual exchange between Venus in Sagittarius and retrograding Jupiter in Taurus offers a chance to deepen our understanding of personal values and relationships while encouraging us to prioritize long-term growth over short-term gains. Practicing patience and adopting a thoughtful approach to finances, relationships, and personal aspirations will allow us to maximize the benefits of this transit. Venus represents love and activities that bring joy. As Venus transits through different houses for approximately 25 days, it signifies an increased inclination towards activities associated with that specific house. The final outcomes may vary based on the dignity of Venus in the birth chart, but the common thread is an affinity towards engagements related to the house Venus is currently transiting. Venus primarily influences the Moon and Mercury and is relatively susceptible to the influence of malefic planets such as the Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it is crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign offers insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you will emotionally respond to these changes. Take into account the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. This transit may manifest differently for each individual, and how they navigate this transit will depend on their personal charts. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Venus's Ashtaka score in Sagittarius. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit are contingent on Venus's interaction with the planets in individual birth charts. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Venus dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, Venus transit through Sagittarius brings a range of opportunities and insights, primarily centered around travel, spiritual growth, and enrichment of relationships. During its transit in Sagittarius, Venus occupies your 9th house, the house of higher learning, philosophy, spirituality, and long-distance travel. This placement fosters a strong inclination toward personal and spiritual growth, leading you to seek out new avenues of knowledge, perhaps through formal education or self-study in areas such as philosophy, the arts, and esoteric or spiritual topics. This period is especially favorable if you are interested in expanding your intellectual horizons through studies, focusing on subjects that delve deeper than the mundane. You might feel drawn to spiritual practices, exploring topics like meditation, yoga, or various occult practices. These pursuits aren't solely academic. They will resonate deeply on a personal level, contributing to a greater sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Religious or spiritual activities, such as visiting temples, spiritual centers, or other sacred sites, may appeal to you if you're looking for a way to ground yourself or find purpose. Engaging in such practices with loved ones, particularly a spouse or partner, can also enrich your relationships by fostering a shared sense of connection and purpose. This Venus transit enhances your desire to connect and expand your social network. The 9th house transit brings opportunities to meet people from different backgrounds, possibly through travel or intellectual pursuits. Your communication style is likely to become more positive and refined during this period, which can attract others and open doors for beneficial connections. However, while you are eager to expand your network, you must also be mindful of potential disappointments. Not every connection will yield immediate results, and setbacks could lead to disillusionment. It's essential to manage your expectations and not let minor obstacles disrupt your optimism. By focusing on long-term goals and maintaining patience, you can gradually strengthen your social and professional network, which will benefit you down the line. With Venus in your 9th house, travel becomes a prominent theme. You may find yourself planning trips with family, friends, or even colleagues. These journeys are likely to be enjoyable and beneficial, bringing new experiences that expand your mind and enrich your life perspectives. Whether it's a pilgrimage to a sacred site, a retreat for relaxation, or an overseas trip to explore a new culture, this travel will provide a sense of liberation and fulfillment. You might also feel compelled to visit places of cultural or historical significance, enriching your worldview and feeding your curiosity. If you are in creative or artistic fields, you might find inspiration through these travels, leading to a surge in creativity or motivation to undertake new projects. The 9th house transit can inspire you to try new cuisines, adopt different communication styles, or even learn a new language, all of which align with your natural zest for life and exploration. Venus' influence on relationships is significant during this transit, given its role as the ruler of your 7th house, which governs partnerships, including marriage and close relationships. You may find that your relationships become more philosophical, encouraging discussions about spirituality, morality, and ethics. This is a time to explore a deeper, more meaningful connection with your partner by engaging in shared spiritual or introspective practices, such as meditation, attending spiritual workshops, or simply having open conversations about values and beliefs. For those in committed relationships, Venus in the 9th house offers a chance to elevate your bond by focusing on shared experiences beyond the material realm. Couples who travel or engage in intellectual activities together during this time are likely to see their connection deepen. However, you should exercise caution when it comes to communication, as Venus transit may amplify emotions. Being mindful of your speech and avoiding unnecessary arguments can prevent misunderstandings and maintain harmony in your relationships. With Venus ruling your 2nd house, which represents wealth and resources, and transiting the 9th house, you could experience financial gains related to travel, education, or spiritual pursuits. You may find success in ventures related to foreign countries, education, or even spiritual and artistic projects. There's also potential for financial benefits through long-term investments and prudent savings strategies. Focus on securing your financial future by making strategic choices rather than pursuing risky ventures during this time. Investing in knowledge or skills that contribute to your professional growth can also be financially rewarding in the long run. If you are in business, you may encounter opportunities through partnerships or overseas clients, making this an opportune time to explore foreign markets or expand your business reach. Venus in the 9th house will invite you to move beyond materialism and pursue a more balanced, fulfilling life path. This transit encourages you to explore what brings true happiness and satisfaction. You may find yourself questioning your values, reevaluating your goals, and seeking a path that aligns with your evolving beliefs. You may also feel motivated to resolve past issues, particularly those involving family or close relationships, and find peace with old conflicts. In moments of introspection, focus on healing, forgiveness, and releasing past grudges to make way for a more peaceful future. Embracing this transformative energy can help you redefine your sense of purpose and gain clarity about your life's direction. This period is a chance for you to find joy in the journey itself, rather than only focusing on the destination. Overall, Venus transit through Sagittarius offers you a rare blend of spiritual, intellectual, and relational growth. It's a time to cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself, engage in meaningful connections, and explore the world with an open heart and mind. By embracing this period of discovery, you can achieve a sense of fulfillment that extends beyond material accomplishments, enhancing your life in lasting and profound ways. For Taurus, as Venus transits into Sagittarius, you will experience its influence in the 8th house, a realm of mystery, transformation, and depth. As the ruler of both your 1st and 6th houses, Venus's shift into the 8th brings significant and complex effects. This period presents a powerful invitation for you to deepen self-reflection and explore areas beyond surface-level experiences. The transit will reveal opportunities and challenges in areas like inheritance, sudden financial gains, research, health, and spiritual pursuits. One prominent theme during this transit is the potential for unexpected financial gains, especially through inheritance, investments, or insurance. The 8th house is often associated with sudden events, and with Venus's positive influence, you may see beneficial surprises, particularly in shared resources or investments in the stock market. However, these gains will depend on a conscious shift in focus towards self-improvement. This period urges you to invest in yourself, developing resilience and cultivating a more positive, determined outlook. By channeling energy into self-growth rather than indulging in negativity, you can unlock opportunities for wealth and recognition. The power of this transit lies in turning introspection into action, rather than remaining stagnant or caught up in past regrets. With Venus governing the 6th house of health and daily routines, its placement in the transformative 8th house signals an opportunity for you to overhaul lifestyle habits. Your health will need special attention, especially as the potential for overindulgence or issues with digestive health may arise. Practicing mindfulness in your diet, avoiding excessive alcohol, and taking extra caution with food quality will be crucial. You may also need more rest or relaxation, as Venus in the 8th can bring about higher stress levels. Don't hesitate to seek medical advice or consider alternative healing practices if necessary. Maintaining balanced health during this period can pave the way for a rejuvenated sense of well-being. This Venus transit also provides an ideal setting for you to develop positive routines, such as regular exercise, meditation, or other wellness practices, to manage stress effectively. Spiritual practices will be highly favored now, as they can ground you during this potentially intense time. Exploring meditation or deeper spiritual pursuits, like yoga or energy healing, can enhance your mental clarity and emotional balance, helping you cope with any upheavals in both health and life circumstances. In relationships, Venus's influence in the 8th house can lead to complex dynamics. You may feel a heightened sense of dissatisfaction or unfulfilled desires in close relationships. This transit encourages you to give space to loved ones and focus on nurturing emotional depth rather than seeking external validation. If possessiveness or control issues arise, it will be essential for you to address them consciously, as they could create unnecessary conflicts or strain bonds with partners, family, or friends. The 8th house also drives a desire for profound, transformative connections. Embracing the opportunity to engage in heart-to-heart conversations or shared activities with your partner can bring new levels of intimacy and understanding. This is also a time to explore joint spiritual practices with loved ones. Creating these shared experiences can reinvigorate your connection and allow you to appreciate each other on a more spiritual and emotional level, laying the groundwork for a more enduring bond. Professionally, Venus in the 8th house invites you to immerse yourself in learning and research. If you are inclined toward fields involving knowledge-intensive work, such as psychology, finance, or the occult, this transit will bring an added drive to deepen your expertise. This is an auspicious time for delving into complex topics, expanding your knowledge base, or perhaps even joining professional groups focused on these areas. Short business trips may also arise, providing networking opportunities that can bring financial gains and new contacts. Embrace these moments, as they allow you to forge valuable connections that could benefit your long-term goals. Your determination will be at its peak during this period, and if you're diligent in your efforts, your endeavors will yield profitable outcomes. However, maintain realistic expectations and assess opportunities carefully to avoid impulsive decisions that could lead to disappointments. With Venus as the 6th house lord transiting the 8th, there's a powerful potential for you to overcome long-standing obstacles, particularly those related to enemies, debts, and ongoing health issues. This placement creates a Viparita Raja Yoga, a combination that can lead to unexpected relief from adversities. If you have faced challenges with hidden enemies, legal matters, or long-standing illnesses, this transit suggests that such issues may gradually resolve. While you may not need to take drastic action, staying cautious and proactive will prevent minor problems from escalating. This period also rewards persistence in addressing debts or legal disputes, potentially leading to favorable resolutions. The 8th house's transformative nature, coupled with Venus's gentle influence, inspires an attraction to spiritual and intellectual areas. You may feel a growing pull towards secret or mystical knowledge, such as astrology, meditation practices, or esoteric philosophies. This transit encourages you to explore these interests, offering valuable insights into life's deeper mysteries. You might even join groups or communities centered around these spiritual pursuits, finding comfort and joy in shared learning and introspection. Embrace this journey into the unknown, as it promises enriching personal development. By engaging in meditation or spiritual study, you may encounter profound realizations that contribute to your inner growth. This is an opportunity for you to reassess and realign your core values. Overall, Venus's transit through the 8th house encourages profound transformation across several areas of your life, from financial gains to personal health, relationships, and spirituality. This period is one of self-discovery, asking you to explore life's depths with curiosity and resilience. By focusing on self-improvement, maintaining balanced habits, and embracing the mysteries of life, you can turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Allow this transit to lead you toward a more enriched and purposeful life, one that aligns with your true values and aspirations. For Gemini, Venus's transit into Sagittarius activates profound influences, aligning with your 7th house of partnerships, love, and professional associations. As the ruler of both your 5th and 12th houses, Venus links themes of romance, creativity, and expenditures with the sector governing close relationships. This transit fosters both new relationships and deepens existing connections, offering you a time of growth, exploration, and transformation in personal and professional areas. You may find this period filled with new opportunities and challenges, urging you to approach both with sensitivity and awareness to maximize gains while avoiding pitfalls. As Venus moves into your 7th house, the emphasis will naturally fall on relationships, especially with a romantic partner or spouse, and business collaborations. This placement enhances your charm and draws supportive people into your circle, potentially aiding both personal and professional matters. You could experience an influx of new acquaintances who bring fresh perspectives and may serve as valuable allies in times of need. If you're already in a committed relationship, this is a good time to prioritize the quality of your interactions. Small gestures of attention and genuine concern can significantly strengthen your bond, especially if conflicts have been brewing. If you're contemplating marriage or formalizing a relationship, this transit is highly auspicious. Venus in the 7th house supports decisions that bring longevity and stability to partnerships. However, be cautious when entering any new partnerships, especially in business. It's vital to stay attuned to daily operations and avoid leaving critical decisions to chance, as overlooking minor details might lead to unexpected challenges down the road. Remaining vigilant and involved in business affairs will ensure that you can take advantage of the positive influence of Venus. Venus's influence on the 7th house often brings fluctuations in finances, particularly for those in business or creative professions. There's potential for increased income from business ventures, though this may come with moments of instability. You might experience both profits and setbacks, especially if you're involved in investments like the stock market or speculative endeavors. It's a favorable time to clear any past financial burdens and resolve outstanding dues. Seize this period to plan wisely and leverage new opportunities for growth while avoiding impulsive financial moves that might disrupt your financial stability. The 5th house, ruled by Venus, connects with speculative industries and intellectual pursuits, suggesting that you may be inspired to initiate creative projects or even establish a business based on your passions or education. If you've long considered starting a business or entering the entrepreneurial world, you may find this a favorable period to actualize your vision. Integrating foreign elements, such as international collaborations or remote connections, could further enhance your business prospects, adding a global dimension that aligns with your love for novelty and expansion. Venus's rulership of the 12th house of expenses and seclusion might lead to a heightened inclination toward luxury and indulgence during this period. You may find yourself drawn to splurging on pleasurable experiences, such as travel, fine dining, and lavish gifts, as well as an increased desire for solitude or quiet reflection. This phase could create a deep desire to escape routine and explore new experiences, especially in the company of a loved one. Travel, whether for personal pleasure or professional engagements, may become a focal point, with a potential romantic dimension if visiting a foreign locale. At the same time, Venus's placement can amplify the longing for intimacy, both emotionally and physically, with your partner. This transit encourages you to connect on a deeper level, which can be beneficial for rekindling passion in long-term relationships. While this is a beautiful period for romantic bonding, be mindful of overindulgence. The pull towards luxury can lead to overspending, which might impact your long-term financial health, especially if it disrupts your savings goals. With Venus governing the 5th house, there's a surge of creative ideas and inspirations that could flow into your mind, making it a fertile time for intellectual and artistic endeavors. If you're involved in the arts, entertainment, or speculative industries, this period will likely provide fresh perspectives and innovative ideas that you can capitalize upon. Educational pursuits, particularly those related to higher education or specialized training, may also call out to you. This period supports intellectual growth, suggesting that taking a course, pursuing further studies, or even teaching can be a rewarding endeavor. Venus in your 7th house could bring a sense of joy and fulfillment when sharing creative pursuits with a partner or collaborating on joint projects. You will find that when you apply your unique perspective to a creative endeavor, it not only bolsters your success but also attracts admiration and support from others. Engaging in these activities not only strengthens your skills but also aligns with the spirit of this transit, which encourages both personal satisfaction and relational harmony. While Venus's presence in the 7th house is generally favorable for relationships, it also brings the 12th house's influence, which may result in unexpected expenses or financial drains related to indulgence or luxury. Exercise caution, as financial impulses during this transit might cause strain if not kept in check. There is an opportunity here for you to learn to balance enjoyment with prudence. Monitoring your spending, particularly on non-essential items or indulgent experiences, will be essential to maintaining your financial health. This is a time when you might find yourself introspecting on life choices and past experiences, which can foster spiritual growth. Meditation, mindfulness, and practices that promote inner peace are advised, as they can help you stay grounded amidst heightened desires. Exploring spirituality, especially within the context of relationships, can bring about revelations that deepen your understanding of yourself and your connections with others. Overall, Venus's transit in Sagittarius presents a period of significant opportunity and growth for you, both personally and professionally. By nurturing relationships, investing in creative and intellectual pursuits, and maintaining financial discipline, you can make the most of this transit's favorable energies. This is a time to cherish the connections that bring joy and to align with your inner purpose, blending pleasure with pragmatism. For Cancer, with Venus transiting Sagittarius from November 7th, you will experience an influential period as Venus, the planet of beauty, relationships, and finances, occupies your 6th house of daily work, health, debts, and enemies. Venus rules your 4th and 11th houses, connecting it with family, home comforts, friends, social gains, and aspirations. However, in the 6th house, these harmonious elements face the practicality and challenges associated with daily routines, responsibilities, and health concerns. This transit introduces both opportunities and obstacles, prompting you to focus on resilience, discipline, and strategic decision-making. As Venus rules your 4th house, associated with home and family, its placement in the 6th house may bring forth familial challenges, particularly concerning finances and responsibilities. You may encounter unexpected expenses, such as medical bills or home repairs, and there might be a need for a loan to address these obligations. This period calls for you to budget cautiously, prioritize essential expenditures, and avoid overextending your resources. Since the 6th house can also intensify hidden animosities, you must stay vigilant regarding family dynamics, avoiding situations that could escalate into conflict. Transparency in financial and emotional matters with family members will help mitigate potential misunderstandings and foster stability. Venus in the 6th house places a strong emphasis on health, urging you to focus on your physical and emotional well-being. Adopting a balanced routine, maintaining a healthy diet, and exercising regularly are recommended to counteract potential health issues that may arise during this transit, particularly those affecting your digestive system or eyes. Since the 6th house represents challenges and self-discipline, there's a likelihood of facing obstacles and sticking to healthy routines. However, the payoff for your persistence will be a significant improvement in health, energy levels, and mental clarity. This transit is also an excellent time to address any detrimental habits that drain your resources or affect your social standing, ultimately building a foundation for long-term wellness. In professional settings, Venus transiting through the 6th house can create a demanding work atmosphere. You may experience heightened pressure, an increased workload, and even subtle conflicts with colleagues or superiors. The presence of hidden enemies or competitive dynamics in the workplace could become more apparent, necessitating caution and diplomacy. It's advisable to avoid hasty decisions or confrontations, as maintaining a calm, composed demeanor will be crucial to navigating this challenging environment. This transit encourages you to work diligently, as your efforts may lead to a boost in recognition, particularly if you demonstrate resilience and adaptability. For those seeking a new job or considering a career shift, networking with friends or professional circles could open doors to promising opportunities. Venus's influence over your 11th house, which governs gains, social networks, and aspirations, in the 6th house of debt suggests that you should exercise financial caution. While some gains could arise through business projects, delayed payments, or investments, there is also a heightened risk of losses, particularly with speculative investments. It's advisable to seek professional advice, assess potential risks, and avoid significant financial commitments that could lead to instability. This transit period can bring financial instability but also teaches you valuable lessons on managing resources wisely. You may find yourself repaying old debts or clearing up lingering financial issues, which will ultimately pave the way for greater security in the future. In relationships, Venus's placement in the 6th house indicates that you may need to manage work-life balance more diligently. A strong focus on career or health-related issues could make it difficult to dedicate time to personal relationships, which may lead to misunderstandings or even temporary conflicts, especially with a spouse or romantic partner. Communication will be essential to avoid unnecessary strain, as partners may feel neglected. Venus in this position can also make you more introspective about your emotional needs, potentially leading you to recognize and address personal shortcomings that affect relationships. As Venus governs your 11th house of friendships, hopes, and larger social networks, its transit through the 6th house may bring tensions within social or professional circles. Conflicts with friends or disagreements with team members are possible, and you may face issues of loyalty or trust within your networks. During this transit, take extra care to avoid gossip and remain diplomatic, especially in professional or group settings. Yet, Venus's influence in this house could also bring supportive allies through work or social networks who may offer guidance or practical assistance. Keeping interactions respectful and professional, even when tensions arise, will ultimately strengthen relationships and foster mutual trust. Venus in the 6th house encourages you to work through emotional challenges with resilience. You may confront inner conflicts, past disappointments, or hidden insecurities. This transit invites reflection and self-improvement, offering you an opportunity to confront personal challenges head-on and transform them into sources of strength. For those with ongoing legal disputes or debts, this is an opportune time to resolve them through calculated planning and careful management. As the 6th house signifies service and routine, you may find that helping others or engaging in charitable activities brings emotional satisfaction and a sense of fulfillment, adding a valuable layer of purpose to your everyday life. Although this transit centers on work and responsibilities, it also brings the possibility of a short trip or a weekend getaway. This brief escape could offer you a chance to relax and reconnect with loved ones. Traveling, even for a few days, may provide the mental and emotional rejuvenation needed to approach ongoing challenges with fresh energy and perspective. The presence of Venus encourages you to enjoy life's simpler pleasures, whether through quality time with family or creating joyful memories with friends. Overall, Venus's transit through Sagittarius in your 6th house is a time of resilience, careful planning, and growth through challenges. While financial caution, professional diplomacy, and health management will demand your attention, this transit also presents opportunities for emotional growth, personal achievement, and relationship strengthening. By harnessing Venus's energies constructively, you can emerge from this transit with greater wisdom, stability, and a clearer sense of your personal and professional goals. For Leo, as Venus transits through Sagittarius, you will find its presence in your 5th house profoundly influential. This period is marked by an enhanced focus on personal passions, future goals, creative self-expression, and responsibilities related to children and romantic relationships. Venus rules both your 3rd house, which governs communication, siblings, short trips, and personal drive, and your 10th house, related to career, reputation, and authority. With this transit, you may experience transformative shifts in your relationships, creative pursuits, and professional life. This time is not without challenges, as it requires you to balance emotional and financial aspects, particularly related to health and investments. With Venus in your 5th house, you will feel a renewed emphasis on matters of the heart. If you are single, you may meet a significant partner, potentially finding a soulmate. For those already in relationships, there's a stronger inclination towards commitment, with some even considering marriage. This house is also related to romance and passion, so love matters are highlighted, and you may feel a deeper need to connect and communicate with your loved ones. This transit suggests a time of romantic success, as well as a favorable period for nurturing children, focusing on their well-being, and enjoying shared activities. However, it is crucial to remain patient and handle matters with a calm, positive approach, especially during intense situations that might arise due to Venus's influence on personal emotions. Venus's rulership over your 3rd and 10th houses and its transit in the 5th house signal an increase in creative energy. You may feel drawn to self-expression, especially in professional settings. This could manifest through creative projects, public speaking, or content creation, such as starting a YouTube channel, blog, or other media-related endeavors. Venus's connection to creativity and self-expression aligns with the potential for career advancements in the media or entertainment industry. If you have considered venturing into these fields, this transit provides an opportune moment to start or enhance your professional journey. However, this period could also bring some challenges, especially if your current planetary dasha does not align well. Because the 5th house is the 8th from the 10th, there's a potential for career instability, possibly even a job loss, if professional circumstances are uncertain or strained. Some of you may feel the impact of this transit if you are already under scrutiny at work or are on a performance improvement plan. Yet, for others who have demonstrated consistent performance and reliability, this may be a time of recognition and promotion. Consequently, it's essential to stay diligent and attentive to your professional responsibilities, as both the possibilities of advancement and setbacks are present. On the financial side, Venus's influence in the 5th house encourages you to engage in investments, particularly in the stock market. Past investments may yield positive results, prompting you to consider reinvesting. This transit is a period when financial decisions can bring profitable returns. However, caution is advised to avoid overcommitting resources. Health expenses may arise, potentially causing stress, so it's essential to manage your finances carefully to prevent undue strain. Spending time planning for contingencies and strengthening financial security can alleviate potential setbacks during this time. The 3rd house's influence emphasizes communication and determination, which can enhance your performance and productivity, particularly if you are pursuing education or engaging in learning-intensive activities. For students or those involved in skill-based training, this period is ideal for academic or intellectual growth, enabling you to excel and achieve your goals with vigor. If you work in the financial sector or stock markets, you may find this a particularly productive time, as Venus's influence bolsters your focus, facilitating successful investments and trades. This period of increased energy and concentration will make you naturally inclined to excel in areas that demand strategic thinking and analysis. The social and creative aspects of Venus in the 5th house will also make you more visible in public and social spheres. If you wish to share your talents or connect with a broader audience, this transit supports various forms of outreach, such as writing, performing, or sharing insights on online platforms. This is an optimal time to gain recognition through creative self-expression. Public speaking, consulting, and communication-oriented pursuits are all highlighted, enhancing your capacity to leave a memorable impression. In terms of health, Venus's transit can also bring awareness to your well-being, particularly in areas ruled by the endocrine system. You may experience health concerns that prompt a focus on lifestyle changes or stress management. Paying attention to your physical and emotional health is vital to managing the transit's intensity, which can otherwise lead to exhaustion or burnout. It's advisable to find balance through relaxation and engaging in activities that relieve stress, such as hobbies, fitness routines, or meditation. While love, creativity, and career are emphasized, so is the need for grounded self-expression. Given the heightened focus on creativity and communication, Venus in the 5th house can sometimes make you more outspoken, with an urge to assert your ideas and opinions more strongly than usual. Although this is generally beneficial, it's important to communicate thoughtfully to avoid misunderstandings, particularly in professional settings. Open and clear communication with loved ones and colleagues will facilitate smoother interactions, especially during sensitive moments when misunderstandings could easily arise. Overall, Venus's transit in Sagittarius presents a dynamic and multifaceted period for you, enriching love, creative self-expression, and professional opportunities. Though the period requires mindful handling of finances and health, it is an ideal time for advancing in creative fields and taking bold steps in love and relationships. Embrace this transit as an opportunity for growth and exploration, making the most of Venus's gifts to enhance both personal and professional aspects of your life. For Virgo, as Venus transits through Sagittarius, you may experience a significant shift in areas related to home, family, financial comfort, and emotional well-being. This transit highlights Venus's influence as the lord of your 2nd house of wealth, family, and communication, and your 9th house of higher education, spirituality, and good fortune, now positioned in your 4th house of home, inner peace, and motherly care. This period may provide opportunities to elevate your domestic life and bring warmth, harmony, and luxury to your personal spaces, fostering a deep sense of contentment and family closeness. During this transit, you might feel drawn to upgrade your home environment, possibly through renovations or redecorating to create a more refined and comfortable space. You may even consider investing in real estate, either as a new property purchase or by enhancing the value of your existing property through tasteful improvements and adopting advanced technology in your home. This urge for domestic refinement aligns with Venus's natural inclination towards luxury and aesthetics, offering you a chance to create a sanctuary at home. However, it's advised to approach these investments with caution, avoiding long-term financial commitments, as Venus in this position may encourage impulsive spending on property and luxury items. You may also notice an inclination to enhance your vehicles, with some considering buying a new or more luxurious model. This interest in luxury and comfort in your immediate surroundings, including transportation, reflects the 4th house's focus on personal security and contentment. While Venus does support these material indulgences, it's important for you to practice restraint to avoid unnecessary strain on your finances. Ensuring a balanced approach to spending and prioritizing essential home improvements over lavish but impractical investments could provide greater financial stability. The transit of Venus in Sagittarius brings an increased focus on relationships with family members, particularly enhancing warmth and communication within your household. You may feel a renewed sense of connection with your loved ones, motivated by a desire to create a harmonious and emotionally supportive environment. The influence of the 9th house, as represented by Venus, may lead you to engage in shared spiritual or philosophical pursuits with your family, potentially fostering meaningful conversations and activities. This might include exploring religious texts, discussing beliefs, or engaging in practices that deepen your understanding of spirituality and family values. Such activities could instill a sense of inner peace and rootedness, enriching your family bonds. Venus's directional strength in your 4th house also symbolizes increased emotional security, providing you with an opportunity to resolve any lingering familial tensions. Although Venus brings warmth and support, it's essential for you to maintain a balanced attitude, keeping any tendency toward critical or negative thinking at bay, as this could disrupt domestic harmony. Instead, channel your analytical nature towards fostering constructive dialogue and understanding within your family. Meditation or mindfulness practices can also help in maintaining inner calm and nurturing the peaceful home environment that Venus seeks to establish. The 4th house transit of Venus often brings growth and wealth, particularly through family resources or inherited assets. This period could involve shuffling or reallocating resources to enhance your financial security. You may find it beneficial to review your investments, deciding to reinvest in more profitable ventures or even liquidate certain assets to fund your domestic goals. However, the current Venus transit advises caution in making major investments, particularly in dealing with assets, as impulsive decisions could lead to financial setbacks. Instead, A well-thought-out approach that balances current needs with future financial goals will allow for better financial outcomes. This transit may also see you exploring professional opportunities that allow for creative self-expression. Venus governs the 9th house, which rules higher learning and wisdom, so you may find yourself inspired to pursue knowledge in areas like art, design, or even interior decor, as you consider ways to blend aesthetics with personal values. In work environments, this period could encourage your creative contributions, particularly in fields that value a refined aesthetic or meticulous attention to detail. Whether in creative fields, consulting, or other professions that require a harmonious approach, your contributions will be recognized and appreciated, especially if you can demonstrate both skill and adaptability. Professionally, Venus's placement in your 4th house suggests a period where the focus shifts towards creating stability rather than making drastic career moves. However, there may be challenges in terms of maintaining business connections and securing new clients. If you are engaged in business, it's advisable to exercise patience, as some opportunities may not materialize as quickly as hoped. This period may also demand strategic planning to sustain client relationships, enhance networking skills, and expand your business connections. While there might be temporary setbacks or losses, such challenges are an invitation for you to refine your business strategies for long-term success. Health-wise, prioritize relaxation techniques, as this transit may bring a degree of mental stress, particularly if financial or domestic matters become overwhelming. Your physical health might require some attention, as there may be a tendency for endocrine-related issues to surface. Incorporating relaxation practices such as yoga or meditation can help mitigate stress and enhance mental clarity, making it easier for you to handle personal and professional matters effectively. Embracing a balanced routine that includes both relaxation and exercise will support your physical and mental well-being during this period. Lastly, the influence of the 9th lord in your 4th house indicates that luck and positive energy from previous good deeds may support you in achieving your domestic and emotional goals. Assistance from family, particularly parental figures, may also play a role in helping you secure a more comfortable living situation. This transit can be a time of growth and personal transformation, especially if you choose to reconnect with your roots, engage in spiritual or philosophical pursuits, and foster a nurturing atmosphere at home. Overall, Venus's transit in Sagittarius offers you a time to enrich your home life, strengthen family bonds, and make thoughtful choices regarding property and financial investments. While there are opportunities for domestic and financial growth, practicing caution and maintaining a positive outlook will ensure you make the most of this transit's blessings, balancing luxury and comfort with wise decision-making. For Libra, with Venus, the planetary lord of your 1st and 8th houses, transiting into Sagittarius, you are likely to experience a period of transformation, travel, and self-reinvention. This transit places Venus in your 3rd house, which governs communication, siblings, short journeys, and self-expression. As a result, this phase may bring various changes in both your personal and professional spheres. Venus's presence in the 3rd house ignites a stronger desire in you to expand your social circles and deepen connections with family members, friends, and especially siblings. This is a favorable time for short trips or local vacations, allowing you to unwind and recharge with loved ones. You may also reconnect with cousins or friends, leading to a strengthened sense of family and belonging. This period provides a nurturing environment for you to pursue personal interests, as you are likely to feel more motivated to follow your passions, keeping you both content and productive. Social interactions will be lively and fulfilling, with increased chances to collaborate with others or broaden your social network. Professionally, this transit encourages you to channel your creative ideas and take bold financial steps, especially those related to business expansion. The 3rd house is associated with courage, so Venus's influence here might help you find innovative ways to grow your finances. Although you may struggle with fully executing these ideas, this period also favors communication-centered activities such as marketing, content creation, and networking. While Venus in Sagittarius brings growth and optimism, it also introduces a few challenges in your relationships. Venus's dual rulership of both the 1st and 8th houses brings transformative energy to your partnerships. For those in committed relationships, misunderstandings or a lack of support from a spouse or partner may lead to tension. This period may test your patience, pushing you to communicate effectively and assertively to clear any confusion. Opponents or competitors could pose challenges in various areas of your life, including work, business, and social standing. However, with persistence and resilience, you are likely to overcome these hurdles and maintain harmony in your personal life. The 3rd house, influenced by Venus as the lord of the 8th house, points to deep inner transformation. The 8th house governs secrets, transformation, shared resources, and profound experiences, suggesting that you might feel drawn toward activities that nurture your inner strength and resilience. During this time, you might delve into practices like meditation, introspection, or even esoteric subjects that empower you and bring a sense of renewal. You may notice an increase in your courage and ability to face life's obstacles with a more composed and balanced outlook. This transit supports a transformational journey that could bring about lasting changes in your confidence and approach to life's challenges. For those of you in fields involving foreign projects or requiring overseas travel, Venus in Sagittarius brings favorable conditions. If you have been considering a foreign assignment or working with international clients, you will find supportive energies now, enhancing your chances for success and recognition in these areas. This phase also encourages frequent travel, whether for personal enrichment or professional obligations. Short trips could be particularly enlightening, providing new insights, contacts, and perhaps unexpected opportunities that enrich both your personal and professional life. You should remain open to new experiences and connections, as this transit could bring unforeseen gains through these travels and interactions. Venus, as your first house lord transiting through the third house, offers you a unique opportunity to redefine your self-expression and presentation. The influence of the third house on communication, combined with the transformative energy of the eighth house, allows you to experiment with new ways of presenting yourself publicly. You may find yourself revamping your social media presence or considering updating your personal style or physical appearance. This period is about self-discovery and exploring different facets of your identity, empowering you to project a more authentic and evolved version of yourself. Whether in physical appearance, communication style, or public persona, this transit supports a comprehensive makeover that leaves a lasting impact. Despite the prosperous vibes Venus brings, caution is advised regarding major financial decisions, especially those involving substantial investments or speculative ventures. The eighth house influence warns against risky financial moves, as sudden and unexpected expenses could arise. If you deal with shared resources or family wealth, it is essential to proceed carefully and consult trusted financial advisors before making significant changes. You should be particularly mindful of any inheritances, as opportunities to gain through inheritance might emerge. However, it is wise to approach these gains with prudence, as they might come with legal or emotional complications. Long-term investments should be delayed if possible until a more stable period. Venus's transit through the third house also highlights an increased interest in intellectual pursuits, research, and possibly even metaphysical studies. You might feel drawn to subjects that offer deeper insights into life's mysteries, including astrology, psychology, or spirituality. This period can be enriching for those who engage in creative or scholarly pursuits, as you may find yourself more focused and inspired. You are encouraged to take advantage of this phase by immersing yourself in studies or research that broadens your perspective. Knowledge gained during this time may provide valuable insights and help you evolve both personally and professionally. Overall, Venus's transit in Sagittarius represents a time of profound transformation, growth, and self-rediscovery for you. This transit fosters opportunities in communication, social connection, and financial ventures while encouraging a courageous and determined approach to life. Though there may be challenges in relationships and some areas requiring caution, the positive influence of Venus in the third house can help you overcome these with resilience and grace. By focusing on self-expression, nurturing relationships, and embracing personal transformation, you can emerge from this period with a renewed sense of purpose and a stronger, more balanced sense of self. For Scorpio, during Venus's transit through Sagittarius, you may experience a deeply transformative phase, especially regarding finances, family relationships, and personal growth. As Venus, the planet governing relationships, creativity, and wealth, moves through your second house of assets and family, this transit is poised to bring significant shifts in how you manage resources and interact with loved ones. Serving as the lord of your 7th and 12th houses, Venus also highlights partnerships and foreign connections, adding unique dimensions to both personal and professional areas. This period, while promising, calls for a cautious yet open-minded approach to avoid common pitfalls in family dynamics, finances, and communication. Venus's influence in your second house typically indicates a heightened focus on wealth, possessions, and financial security. During this time, you may experience fluctuating financial circumstances, urging careful management of your assets. While the transit provides opportunities for accumulating wealth, be mindful of potential expenses, especially on luxury or foreign items, due to Venus's rulership over expenditures and foreign lands. There's a likelihood of increased spending on items associated with beauty, comfort, or luxury, so budgeting will be essential. Investments made in the past, especially those related to foreign or long-distance ventures, could now start yielding returns. If you work with international clients or companies, you may see increased financial gains through foreign sources. This transit is an opportune time to revisit past investments, review gains, and consider withdrawing profits to secure financial stability. For those involved in a family business, this period could bring financial rewards, especially if efforts are made to involve family members in business plans. However, be wary of overextending financially, as unexpected expenses could arise from family obligations. Family life takes center stage during this transit, as the second house also represents family ties, heritage, and the bonds that bring security. This period may bring a few emotional and practical challenges with family members, requiring patience and understanding. Venus's presence here encourages warmth, but you should be mindful of how you express yourself. Communication issues may arise, and there's a risk of misunderstandings with close relatives. Choosing your words carefully and being aware of your tone can help preserve relationships and prevent conflicts. This transit may also bring a chance to enjoy pleasant moments with family, as Venus enhances your desire for harmony in personal relationships. Planning family gatherings, reconnecting with relatives, and creating joyful memories are all positive outcomes of this period. However, you might need to work through unresolved family matters that could surface. By fostering open and respectful communication, you can turn potential conflicts into opportunities for healing and deeper connections with loved ones. The transit has positive implications for romantic relationships and marital harmony. For those in committed relationships, Venus in the second house could spark a renewed appreciation for your partner. Simple acts of affection, heartfelt conversations, and spending quality time together will strengthen the relationship. You are encouraged to express gratitude and affection towards your partner, which will help bring stability and warmth into the relationship. For singles, the influence of Venus could bring potential new connections through social gatherings or introductions via family. Romance may feel exciting and fulfilling, but there is also a need for practicality, especially when considering the long-term potential of any new relationship. Venus's association with the 12th house suggests the possibility of meeting someone from a different background, perhaps with foreign ties or experiences. This influence encourages open-mindedness and exploration in relationships, which may be both rewarding and eye-opening. Venus's transit brings an added focus on self-expression, especially in creative pursuits. You might find yourself inclined to engage in creative projects, whether in the form of writing, art, or other expressive outlets. This period is ideal for those involved in artistic professions or seeking innovative ways to communicate their ideas, as Venus enhances your natural ability to impress and captivate others. The second house's influence signifies that this creativity may also bring financial benefits, particularly if you present your work or ideas publicly. If you work in fields requiring presentation skills, such as marketing, media, or public speaking, you may find that your words carry extra charm and persuasion. You are advised to use this influence constructively, enhancing your communication approach to improve your professional standing. This transit also promotes the enjoyment of good food, beautiful surroundings, and aesthetically pleasing environments, adding a sense of comfort and pleasure to your daily life. With the 12th house's influence during this transit, it's essential to focus on mental health and personal wellness. You might encounter hidden or subconscious concerns regarding family or wealth coming to the surface, creating feelings of anxiety or stress. Meditation, relaxation techniques, or engaging in spiritual practices can provide balance and tranquility. You may also benefit from physical activities that promote emotional release and relaxation, like yoga or gentle workouts. Due to Venus's influence over indulgence, monitor your dietary habits. Avoiding overconsumption of sweets, rich foods, or alcohol will help in maintaining your physical health. Overall, focusing on self-care practices will be crucial to keeping both mind and body balanced. Venus's rulership of the 12th house brings potential opportunities related to foreign lands, travel, and international business. For those engaged in business, this transit could signify potential growth or collaborations with foreign clients or companies. If you're looking to expand your business, consider partnerships abroad, as this could be a lucrative area. If presented with the chance to travel for business, seize the opportunity, as it may bring financial rewards and long-term benefits. Overall, Venus's transit in your second house offers a mixed bag of challenges and opportunities. Financial gains are possible, especially if you remain diligent in budgeting and managing resources. Family matters may require sensitivity and thoughtful communication, while romance and creativity bring joy and fulfillment. You have the potential to grow in confidence, enjoying the company of loved ones and exploring your creative talents. By embracing these changes thoughtfully, you can make the most of this transformative period, fostering both personal growth and material prosperity. For Sagittarius, with Venus transiting your sign, you will experience a transformative period that merges personal ambitions with a heightened focus on self-care and wellness. As the ruler of both your 6th house of routine work, health, and obstacles, and your 11th house of networks, gains, and aspirations, Venus' position in your 1st house marks a time of introspection, self-improvement, and social growth. This transit encourages you to focus on both your inner well-being and external appearance while also fostering growth in your professional and social lives. However, challenges related to health, loans, and interpersonal competition could arise, demanding resilience and proactive strategies. During this transit, you will likely feel a greater pull toward your inner self, reflecting deeply on your personal goals, values, and overall life direction. The first house represents your identity and self-expression, and Venus here encourages you to evaluate how you present yourself to the world, not just outwardly but also in terms of your core self-beliefs. This introspective phase brings about a sense of renewal, pushing you to address unresolved issues and make concrete plans for self-improvement. This may involve adopting new routines, refining your appearance, and enhancing your social skills, ultimately boosting your confidence and charisma. A notable aspect of this transit is the increased focus on health, particularly because Venus is the ruler of your 6th house. Health is non-negotiable during this period, and you are encouraged to prioritize physical wellness. Routine habits such as exercise and dietary adjustments will become central to your lifestyle, as these changes can significantly enhance your vitality and attractiveness. For many, this could be a time when you experience notable improvements in your overall appearance, as regular health routines and self-care rituals start to manifest outwardly. The first house also rules your face, so you might notice a newfound radiance, particularly in your skin, hair, and overall demeanor. The 6th house influence also brings potential challenges, especially with health issues. You should be mindful of any signs of imbalance or fatigue, as addressing these issues promptly will prevent further complications. Beyond physical health, mental health and stress management are also essential aspects to consider. This transit urges you to control overthinking and manage stress effectively, particularly if you face mounting responsibilities at work or in personal matters. Taking proactive steps to maintain a work-life balance will be crucial for preserving both your mental and physical well-being. Financially, the influence of Venus as the ruler of your 11th house enhances your income and social networks. Venus in your 1st house boosts your charm, making it easier for you to attract opportunities, gain recognition, and form influential connections. New friendships, professional associations, and group affiliations are likely to emerge, offering support and resources that help you move closer to your goals. This period could bring unexpected financial gains, possibly from investments made in the past or from social connections. However, it's essential for you to exercise caution in your financial dealings, especially in lending money, as this could lead to anxiety or possible disputes in the future. On the career front, this Venus transit opens up doors for professional advancement. You may receive recognition, awards, or even a promotion as you harness your charisma and determination to excel in your field. If you are contemplating a job change, this could be the right time, as Venus encourages innovation and creative problem-solving in the workplace. However, with Venus as the ruler of your 6th house, you will likely face competition and challenges that demand a resilient, strategic approach. Success in your career won't come easily. You must prove your competence and dedication amidst rivals. Nevertheless, your hard work and proactive attitude will yield positive outcomes, and you may enjoy a heightened reputation within your network. In personal relationships, Venus in your 1st house fosters a sense of closeness and deeper intimacy, particularly with your spouse or partner. This transit presents an ideal time to communicate openly, express feelings, and resolve past misunderstandings. By nurturing honest conversations and addressing concerns with care, you can strengthen your emotional bonds, resulting in a more harmonious and fulfilling relationship. This period is also favorable for spending quality time with family, friends, and even hosting gatherings, as the presence of guests brings warmth and joy into your home environment. However, you should be cautious of tendencies to engage in unnecessary conflicts or find fault in others. The influence of the 6th house can sometimes prompt a more critical perspective, making it tempting to point out flaws or assert opinions. To maximize the benefits of this transit, it's advisable for you to focus on cultivating harmony, both in personal relationships and professional settings. Venus as the ruler of your 11th house inspires you to channel your resources into self-enhancement, possibly by spending on fashion, grooming, or other means to elevate your appearance. This period of self-investment is not just about vanity. It aligns with your desire to feel more confident and self-assured, which further fuels your charisma and ability to attract positive outcomes. In some cases, this could also lead to new long-term friendships or partnerships formed through shared interests and social circles. Lastly, the 6th house's influence indicates that you might encounter some adversities or face competition, possibly even legal disputes. Although these conflicts can be challenging, Venus' harmonious energy helps you tackle these situations diplomatically. While some issues may require firm confrontation, you are encouraged to prioritize peaceful resolutions whenever possible. Should circumstances demand a more assertive approach, proceed confidently, knowing you have the resilience to handle disputes effectively. Overall, this Venus transit in Sagittarius offers you a holistic growth experience, balancing introspection and outward advancement. By focusing on health, cultivating stronger relationships, embracing self-improvement, and maintaining harmony in social interactions, you can emerge from this period with greater self-confidence, improved connections, and a clearer sense of purpose. For Capricorn, during Venus's transit in Sagittarius, you may find yourself drawn to profound shifts in both your professional and personal lives. As Venus, the ruler of your 5th and 10th houses, transits through the 12th house, there are indications of major transformations, particularly related to career, foreign opportunities, and self-exploration. This placement often brings a desire for seclusion, a focus on spirituality, and potential foreign connections, allowing you to cultivate personal growth in unconventional or remote settings. With Venus as the 10th house lord moving through the 12th house, you may experience significant career shifts, often leading you abroad. This transit supports working in foreign lands, especially if you have been seeking visas, foreign assignments, or job offers from international companies. If you have been contemplating a move overseas or wish to expand your career horizon, this is an opportune period to do so. It's also a favorable time for those working behind the scenes, such as in research, writing, or other solitary roles, where the emphasis is on individual contributions rather than public recognition. If you are a student aiming to study abroad, you may see favorable results during this transit, particularly in securing admissions and scholarships. The 12th house is associated with foreign lands and higher studies, making this an ideal time to focus on educational aspirations that involve international exposure. Those planning to enroll in foreign universities or exchange programs should find smoother paths and supportive opportunities. The urge to delve into new cultures may even prompt you to learn a foreign language and customs, which can enrich both your career and personal growth in the long term. While this transit is promising for professional opportunities abroad, financial caution is advised. Venus's placement in the 12th house can increase expenses, especially related to luxury items, travel, or self-indulgent activities. Financial investments during this time may not yield desired returns, so it's wise to avoid speculative ventures or high-risk investments. You should aim for financial stability, avoiding unnecessary purchases and staying grounded in your expectations. Due to the influence of the 12th house, which is traditionally associated with losses, foreign transactions may face delays or expenses. Be mindful of your expenditures during travel and avoid stretching your budget unnecessarily. You might feel a pull towards luxury purchases, but it's essential to maintain restraint and avoid overspending. Financially, this transit is more favorable for saving and conserving resources rather than expanding or risking capital in large investments. You may feel drawn to solitude, introspection, and creative hobbies during this transit. The 12th house encourages deep self-exploration, making it a time for you to engage in spiritual or mindfulness practices. If you are interested in visiting places of spiritual retreat, you could find solace and rejuvenation in these settings. Meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature can aid in reconnecting with your inner self, offering peace and new perspectives. Creatively, you may feel inspired to explore new hobbies, such as painting, writing, or music. These activities can be therapeutic, allowing you to unwind and relax from the stresses of daily life. This creative expression, coupled with moments of solitude, can provide you with the rejuvenation you need to bounce back stronger, both mentally and emotionally. You may also experience a heightened sensitivity to artistic pursuits, which can deepen your connection to yourself and others. Venus in the 12th house also influences your 5th house, which rules love, creativity, and personal expression. This positioning may lead you to examine hidden facets of your relationships. There might be secrets or unresolved issues surfacing, which, although initially challenging, could pave the way for greater authenticity and closeness in your partnerships. It's essential to approach these matters with patience and honesty, addressing them in a calm, open manner. You may also feel a stronger bond with family members, particularly one who brings a sense of positivity and encouragement. Despite challenges, this person may offer valuable insights or act as a pillar of support, helping you maintain a balanced perspective. However, it's crucial to express your opinions diplomatically, especially in close relationships, to avoid conflicts. Arguments or impulsive responses can escalate unnecessarily, so staying grounded and calm will help preserve harmony in your personal connections. This Venus transit emphasizes the need to balance personal and professional responsibilities. You might feel moments of professional stagnation or question the progress of your career. This is an invitation to take a step back, relax, and invest in self-care rather than pushing through challenges. A brief retreat or a vacation can be immensely restorative, helping to reset your priorities and regain clarity. If work feels overwhelming, it's an ideal time to focus on a slower, more mindful pace that nurtures both your body and mind. You should avoid making significant decisions that require family support, particularly regarding finances or property. The 12th house's energy can sometimes bring misunderstandings, especially with father and authority figures. Postponing any decisions requiring approval or consultation with family elders can prevent possible tensions. This period calls for introspection, reflection, and a measured approach to both family dynamics and financial goals. As Venus concludes its transit through Sagittarius, you will have had ample opportunity for growth, introspection, and realignment. This phase encourages setting the groundwork for future endeavors while allowing space for personal reflection. After this transit, Venus will move into your first house, potentially energizing your ambitions and presenting new beginnings. This upcoming shift will bring renewed focus and vigor, making it easier for you to take decisive steps toward career and personal goals with clarity and purpose. Overall, Venus's transit through Sagittarius presents a period rich in growth opportunities for you, provided you balance work, personal life, and finances with discernment. This is a time for exploring foreign connections, practicing restraint with expenses, and cultivating inner peace through creative and spiritual pursuits. By focusing on your inner journey and making mindful choices, you can emerge from this period with greater insight, resilience, and readiness for the next phase of your journey. For Aquarius, with Venus transiting Sagittarius, this is a period of enhanced success and fulfillment, especially since Venus rules both your 4th and 9th houses. This transit places Venus in your 11th house, the house of gains, social networks, aspirations, and long-term goals. This alignment is particularly favorable for you, as the influence of the 11th house combined with Venus' rulership of key areas related to home, emotions, luck, and higher learning offers an exciting time of growth across various aspects of your life. During this transit, you are likely to experience notable success and expansion in your career. Venus in your 11th house brings increased recognition, opportunities for financial gains, and connections that can significantly enhance your professional life. If you work in fields related to luxury goods, the arts, education, or international business, expect especially fruitful developments, as Venus promotes harmony and attraction in work-related matters. Luck is on your side due to the influence of the 9th house, indicating that your efforts will yield significant rewards, and doors may open effortlessly. Financially, this is a period of potential abundance for you. Investments made earlier may now show promising returns, enhancing your financial security and comfort. This transit supports you in making wise financial decisions that contribute to long-term wealth. However, exercise caution. With great luck and ease in earning money, there may be an impulse to spend lavishly. Mismanagement or overspending can lead to financial stress, so focus on saving and managing your wealth to maintain stability. It would be wise to refrain from lending money during this period, as it may not return easily. With Venus ruling your 4th house of home and comfort, there's a strong indication of lifestyle upgrades and enhanced well-being. You may feel drawn to focus on your health, refining your routines, and adopting a balanced diet. This period is ideal for improving your lifestyle by integrating healthy habits, exploring physical activities that enhance your well-being, and possibly even revamping your home environment to foster relaxation and happiness. The influence of the 4th house also hints at possible upgrades in your living arrangements, such as moving to a more luxurious space, perhaps a high-rise or multi-story building, which aligns with your desire for status and comfort. This transit encourages you to focus on your surroundings, creating an environment that reflects your aspirations and brings you inner peace. Venus transit through the 11th house opens doors to enriching social connections and potentially romantic relationships. You are likely to see an expansion in your social circles, where you may meet new people who share your interests, values, or goals. This time is perfect for networking and cultivating relationships that may prove beneficial both personally and professionally. You may form meaningful bonds, and friendships with members of the opposite sex may flourish, based on mutual respect and shared interests rather than superficial connections. In personal relationships, taking advice from your spouse or partner may help you navigate tricky situations with greater ease. Venus' influence ensures that even challenging matters can be handled with grace and understanding, ultimately strengthening your bonds. For those of you seeking companionship, this period could bring encounters with compatible and inspiring individuals. This phase is not about fleeting encounters but rather finding people who add value and positivity to your life. Approach relationships thoughtfully, ensuring genuine compatibility and alignment of values. This transit also brings an inclination towards philosophical exploration and self-improvement. Venus rules your 9th house of higher learning, spirituality, and travel, suggesting that you may feel a pull towards intellectual and spiritual pursuits. There may be a desire to engage with different cultures, expand your worldview, and gain knowledge through travel or study. It's a great time to join communities with a spiritual or philosophical bent, allowing you to broaden your horizons and gain fresh perspectives on life. There is a clear opportunity for personal growth through engagement with friends and networks. The support of friends and mentors can encourage you to pursue personal projects and goals, offering emotional support and inspiration. This period promotes an optimistic and expansive mindset, allowing you to grow in confidence and align your actions with your long-term aspirations. Despite the favorable energy of this transit, you must navigate certain challenges with caution. The 11th house, although associated with gains, can sometimes lead to a sense of overconfidence or impulsiveness, especially in financial matters. The influence of Venus may encourage indulgence, and without proper control, there could be an inclination to spend on luxury items or impulsive desires. To avoid any potential stress, focus on financial discipline by setting a clear budget and refraining from hasty financial decisions. Another caution pertains to lending money. There is a likelihood that it may not return, potentially causing unnecessary strain. You may experience minor disturbances in your financial position, but these can be managed through hard work and calmness. Stay focused and don't let minor setbacks affect your outlook. Remember that any financial hurdles encountered during this time are temporary, and with consistent effort, stability will return. Overall, Venus transit in Sagittarius brings about an incredibly favorable period for you, Aquarius. With the 4th and 9th house lord positioned in your 11th house, this is a time of potential abundance, personal satisfaction, and social success. You may experience growth in your career, financial gains from past investments, and deeper connections in relationships. The transit of Venus through Sagittarius offers an inspiring blend of luck, connections, and inner contentment, supporting you in achieving your dreams and enjoying the fruits of your efforts. For Pisces, with Venus transiting Sagittarius, you are in for a transformative period focused on professional growth, public recognition, and creativity. As Venus, the ruler of your 3rd and 8th houses, moves into your 10th house, it activates areas related to career, authority, and public image. This unique positioning encourages you to channel your energy into work-related endeavors, emphasizing communication, networking, and innovative ideas. The influence of the 3rd and 8th houses in this transit brings forth both opportunities and challenges, making this a significant period for you if you're ready to step up and take on new responsibilities in your professional life. During this Venus transit, you may experience a surge of motivation to excel in your career. Venus enhances your charm and creativity in the workplace, making it an ideal time for taking on leadership roles or projects that highlight your skills. This transit emphasizes the 3rd house traits of communication and courage, suggesting that you will likely benefit from networking, speaking engagements, or even presenting ideas to higher-ups. The 3rd house's influence on communication can also mean that you will have to articulate your ideas and opinions frequently, whether you are working in a collaborative environment or engaging with clients. This period is likely to be fruitful for you if you are seeking career advancement. Venus in the 10th house often brings recognition, and you may see promotions, salary increases, or other forms of acknowledgement for your hard work. The 8th house influence suggests that some of these career gains might come through unconventional or transformational means, such as secret partnerships, strategic alliances, or hidden resources. However, you should be mindful of the potential for defamation or missteps in public communication, particularly in the social medias where 3rd house energies are often at play. Careful planning and discretion in professional interactions can help you capitalize on this transit's opportunities without falling prey to unexpected challenges. On the financial front, Venus's transit encourages you to explore innovative investment opportunities, particularly in the stock market. This transit could fill you with a desire to boost your financial standing, but you should exercise caution to avoid impulsive or overly ambitious decisions. Seeking advice from financial experts can be beneficial, especially given the influence of the 8th house, which governs shared resources and investments. While there may be opportunities for financial gain, resist the temptation to spend excessively on luxury items. The transit calls for a more strategic approach to money management, with a focus on consolidating gains and safeguarding investments. Emotionally, Venus in the 10th house may bring about tension in your close relationships. You could experience disharmony with your spouse or family members due to your heightened focus on work. It's essential to strike a balance and avoid becoming overly ambitious, as this could lead to misunderstandings and affect your inner peace. While the drive to succeed professionally is strong, remember to maintain harmony at home. Planning thoughtful surprises for your partner or spending quality time with family can help alleviate any tension and create a more supportive environment. This Venus transit also brings out a creative spark in your professional endeavors. The 3rd house influence fuels a desire to innovate, inspiring you to develop new ideas and strategies in your work. Whether it's a unique approach to a project or a fresh perspective on problem solving, you are likely to stand out for your creativity during this period. You may feel drawn to activities that allow you to express yourself or work on projects that align with your personal values, as the 10th house represents a form of self-expression through your profession. If you have been considering starting a business or side hustle, this is an opportune moment to act, as Venus in the 10th house encourages bold moves and helps attract favorable outcomes. The influence of the 8th house on the 10th house also implies that you might find yourself drawn into transformative or secretive work dynamics. This could mean involvement in confidential projects, research, or even associations with influential groups or individuals that operate behind the scenes. These hidden aspects of the work environment can either aid or hinder progress, depending on how well you navigate them. You may also encounter unexpected challenges, which could arise from hidden issues or previously unknown factors. Nevertheless, the 10th house placement of Venus suggests that you will rise to meet these challenges, using your innate creativity and resilience to turn obstacles into opportunities. Lastly, this transit is a time for you to reflect on your professional goals and aspirations. With Venus highlighting the 10th house of career and public life, you may feel an increased drive to pursue work that resonates with your core values. This period encourages you to focus on what truly fulfills you professionally and to let go of outdated or unaligned career pursuits. If you are in a long-standing career, you may feel inspired to bring a new level of authenticity to your work, while others might be drawn to pursue entirely new paths that offer greater personal satisfaction. Overall, Venus's transit through Sagittarius activates a period of professional empowerment and creativity for you. This transit brings an emphasis on career success, effective communication, and financial prudence, but also warns against overextending yourself or neglecting personal relationships. By balancing ambition with mindfulness, you can maximize the benefits of this transit, paving the way for a successful and fulfilling period in your professional and personal lives. Whether it's through innovative projects, strategic alliances, or a newfound courage to pursue personal goals, this Venus transit offers you the momentum to make significant strides in your career while maintaining a grounded approach to your relationships and financial health. As we wrap up this transit episode, remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. If you'd like more personalized predictions for their specific zodiac sign or have any questions about their astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If they found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more astrology insights. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so they never miss an update. Thank they once again for joining us, and we eagerly anticipate sharing more astrological wisdom with they in the future. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.